If you've read the title, you probably know what I'm going to be talking about today. Yeah, I'm trying a new style of content for a little bit, experimenting with the things I, do on this channel. Of course, still involving video games, because if not, then I will get even less views than I already am. Anyway, well, you already know what I'm going to be talking about, so I might as well get into it. My notes is just a doodle of a cat, so anyway. Also, P.S. All of the video and all, the background video, including the, gameplay and all of that, is pre-recorded by me, and I'm not currently playing it right now. Anyway, let's get into the video. Yeah, so, it's only half clickbait. So, when I was a wee little child, and my brain cells had not fully developed, I was on the fifth grade playground, and Squid Games was very popular at the time, and I was just, swinging by myself, because I was not a very athletic kid, so I would either be talking to some friends, or they would be playing something as I was on the swing. So I was swinging as I talked to a friend, and these, three kids were, walking up in a triangle formation. When I describe these guys, I always say, when you imagine, those Disney, bullies, you will imagine, those three kids just walking towards you, they pretty much looked exactly like those stereotypical high school bullies from Disney Channel. They looked exactly like that. They walked up to me. There was this one lead guy, which I could tell, and these two other guys, which were all friends. And they walked up to me. They looked like they were about to ask for my lunch money. They weren't actually going to do that. They just asked me, "Hey, would you like to participate in a new thing we have developed that is completely not copyrighted by anybody?" And I said, and I was kind of bored, so I said, "Sure, why not?" And they said, "Here, just sign this contract, and you will join the school games." I instantly knew what they were talking about once they said that, and I thought it would be fun to do, because I didn't really have much to do next recess besides talk to my friend, who was also joining. So I signed the contract, which wasn't really a contract. It was just a piece of paper that says, that put all the people who were joining the school games, and I signed the contract, or fake contract. They said, "Okay, it'll be starting tomorrow, meet here at recess." And I said, "Alright." I talked to my friend for a little bit, and I thought it was cool that they were doing a school, kids were actually, doing something cool. Besides sports, like a loser. I need to go outside. I need to touch grass. Anyway, the next day I went outside to recess, and there was, these people who were over where they, a bunch more people. When I say people, I mean, there's a giant crowd of people around where we were supposed to meet. I went over there, and we all got started. The first game, red light, green light. All of the teachers, by the way, were looking at us like we were crazy, but they never really said anything, so, W teachers, I guess? Whatever. They were, the teachers were staring at us, but they were gossiping about whatever teachers talk about while we were doing this, so only one teacher was really paying attention, and she was cool, so it didn't really matter. We were all lined up for the red light, green light game, which, went normally. I made it, I was one of the middle people to make it. I wasn't fast, I wasn't slow, I was just able to make it, basic. I made it. The next game was, I think it's called Mingle. I've never really watched Squid Games. I just thought the games would be fun if, you didn't have a water gun at your head. So, we did Mingle, which was those basically our school had this giant area of wood chips and 3 different, like, playgrounds you could go to play on. We were in, like, the middle of 2 of them, which had 2 slides that you could run up. Basically, those were the mingle doors, if you could not guess. Those were the mingle doors you're supposed to go to. Yeah, and, mingle started. First round of mingle, I completed. Second round of mingle, barely completed. But the third round of mingle, I am still so mad at this. Because as cool as this was coordinated, this was so chaotic. Because if you've never met, like, if you ever tried to, like, get a bunch of 5th graders to sit still for more than 2 milliseconds and not instantly start talking and, listen to you if you're not a teacher, well, it's pretty hard because the people leading this could not convey anything. Like, they could barely convey, they couldn't convey nothing, is what I'm saying. I could barely understand the rules of this. It was ridiculous. It was just really hard to hear what they were saying. So, basically, in the third round of mingle, I ran to the first thing. I got into the area, and then, apparently, that area was not being used, even though me and a bunch of people were there. And I got out. So, and all of those people did. And you're probably asking, oh, this really is clickbait. You said you got 2nd place at least. Well, I'm not lying. I did get 2nd place. Because after I had inevitably lost to Mingle, as they were going away, I pleaded my case and I said, yap, yap, yap. I didn't understand this, whine. And they said, know what, you guys can come back in. And I was able to continue the games. Anyway, I was going through the rest of the games. I only remember one more after this, because I'm pretty sure, like, after that, we did a mini game, we talked, and then, of course, I passed, I just don't remember it. And then that day of school games was over. We dispatched for the last 5 minutes of recess, and I talked with my friend about it. He had sadly gotten out. Yeah. We just talked about the game. I told him I was still in. I said the games were kind of rigged to him because he had gotten out. But anyway, we, next day at recess, we meet at the same spot, and we start the next game, which you could tell this guy was already out of ideas, because he had no idea what to do for this game, so he kind of just found this thing on the ground and said, whoever can land it close enough to upright can stay in the game. If you don't, you lose. It was pretty simple. I was very stressed because this wasn't really skill-based like the others, so I just kind of winged it, and I got it. I went through to the next game. Anyway, the next game was the second to last game, which is a scavenger hunt hide-and-seek game. The hide-and-seek game was pretty much, when I mean hide-and-seek, you just kind of, he put like these scavenger hunt things around, which were these Pokemon, rings. And when I mean rings, like those rings you would like those plastic, Dollar Tree rings you'd find on those cupcakes you'd bring to school whenever it was your birthday in elementary school. Those kinds of things. He had a couple of those Pokemon things. He put them around and said, whoever can find them first and bring them to me will pass on to the next round. There was 3 of them. I ran as hard, or not as hard as I can, as fast as I can, which wasn't very fast. But I ran around, I searched everywhere. One had already found him, then the next, and then it was me and this other guy looking at it. And I didn't really mention this, but one of the people towards the end of the games I had made an alliance with, I'm not going to say his name for his safety. And so yeah, his name, I'm just gonna say he was Jake. I'm gonna call him Jake, but this is not his actual name. So Jake had found the last ring, and I felt discouraged. So while I was out, I lasted far enough. I had a good run. Then not Jake, the guy who's running all this, still do not know his name, but I'm not gonna give him a made-up name now. So he announced that each person can bring one other person with him to the finals. Because, yeah, he just wanted to make it more interesting. So they each got a partner. Jake picked me, thankfully, and we did one more round, which I do not remember. For the life of me, I cannot remember it. So after that game, they said only me and Jake were the only people left. Jake and me both shook hands and said, "Good luck, may the best win, we'll see tomorrow, it'll be fun." But, apparently, we weren't going to do the last game tomorrow. He said that the last game was a vote from all of the past contenders. Whoever got more votes to win would win. I said, alright, well, let the luckiest win, and shook his hand. And I said, and we both agreed that whoever won, we'd be fair sports and whatever. So, I was talking with some of my friends as we dismissed, because since we had recess during the last of the day, we just dismissed right from the recess grounds. So yeah, being a group of friends, we're talking. They said, "Oh, I was in the games. Apparently, Jake had gotten a lot of enemies during it, so I probably had a high chance of winning." And I was gonna be respectful either if I won or lost, but I was getting excited. I felt like I had a high chance of winning because I knew if he had a bunch of enemies during the games, then I would probably win because they weren't going to vote for him. They would vote for the other person, which is, by default, me. Oh, crap. So, I got excited. I met at the place, and nobody was there except for Jake, standing there with the person. We both sat down. Also, by the way, we were promised like $10 or $20 for doing this. Apparently, he only had like $2, so he just said the prize was $2. So this was still for money, and at the time, and still now, I am very broke. I mean, like, my personal spending money is, but yeah, I did not have money because little kid me didn't have much money to myself, because every time I would get birthday money, I would just spend it all, and my parents really didn't give me money for chores. So, yeah. Anyway, Jake and me sat down on a bench. He called out the votes, and overall ended up the winner being Jake. I shook his hand. He got his money, and he was actually being really nice, because since it wasn't that much and we were probably just gonna buy an ice cream with it, he gave me $1 so I could get something with it from the school, like an ice cream. And we shook hands and we said good game, and sadly I don't talk to him much anymore, but oh well. It was a great experience and really fun. And they later did a second one that I didn't end up signing up for because I said no, I did sign up for it. I just don't remember it much because I lost on the second game. So yeah, it was a fun experience doing both of the Squid Games. At least the first one was more fun because I got to actually experience it more, but it was a great experience. Awesome for my school's community get together and do something fun like this. Also, I'm still surprised the teachers didn't shut us down with the fact that, we were literally reenacting something violent, even though the violence was gone. Most teachers would have shut us down, but thankfully, our teachers didn't really know what we were doing. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that's the video. Before I end the video, I would like to share a cool fact about this experience. One of the kids that I was talking about that were, like, the henchmen / headmen of the school games was, two people I don't know, and one is one of my personal friends now. We weren't friends during the experience, but later we ended up talking more, and after the experience I knew who he was. We started talking and eventually became pretty good friends. I still talk to him today, and it was a good experience with this Squid Games, being able to meet him, kind of. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. It means a lot if you would just hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'm a small creator and am doing my hardest to make good videos. Hit the subscribe button and like button if you'd like, and see you in the next video, hopefully. Have a good day, and bye.